Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you could join me today. We are going to use pine needle distress ink and embossing paste to make a scene using the stencil. We're going to get a little bit of the embossing paste and put it out on our Tim Holtz mat. You'll want to make sure that you tighten up the jar very good so that it doesn't dry out on you. And we're going to add a little bit of the distressed ink down onto the mat and mix this formula up. If you didn't join me last week, I'll put a link below where I used this same template to create a watercolored card. And if you don't want to use distressed ink from your ink pad for this technique, I have another video that is linked below in the description to show you how to use it with distressed ink spray. What I love about this technique is that I can build the color or I can add other colors to my paste. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned, but you can also use textured paste. You don't have to use embossing paste. This will also work for this technique. And you just scrape up your paste. This will easily clean up, so don't worry about that with this glass mat. You can use a microfiber cloth. I decided I want to add a little bit of Lucky Clover to that embossing paste. I'm going to mask off the two trees in the center just using Scotch tape. Now this is a cheap and effective way to get more out of your stencil. I'm just going to cut this Scotch tape to just create a mask to lay over the stencil. This allows me to use the stencil to make a different scene with only 3 trees instead of 5. And you can use this for lots of techniques. Maybe you only want to watercolor 3 trees, or maybe you want to do shading with your brushes to put down distressed ink and only use 3 trees. This allows you to cover up that space. It takes those stencils and allows you to take them to the next level. So I am making stencils for both of these trees. I mean, not stencils, but mask. Now that I have the mask in place, I want to add a little extra distressed ink, but I'm going to add Lucky Clover just to give it a little bit of hint of a different green color. I really just wanted to add that into the paste, and I'll do that a couple times, and it's just a subtle change in color. But I love to play with my textured paste. You can see it easily wipes off with your microfiber cloth, and you just have to work with it quickly because you don't want it to dry on you. So once we get the color to where we want, we're going to take our palette knife, and I'm going to choose the middle tree, and I'm going to take my time and put it on the stencil in a downward motion to cover this tree. And it feels a little tricky because you're trying to do this without it going into the other trees, but just take your time and put that embossing textured paste on there. And then we will just take and scrape away the excess. Also, you might want to clean your knife using your microfiber cloth. And then your tree will start to come out, and you'll have this beautiful tree. And you'll see I have a little bit of white space, so I'm going to add some more back down and then just take some more off lightly. And I'll continue to do this until I have that part of the tree filled in. With your microfiber cloth to clean off your Tim Holtz mat. One of the great things about this is I'm going to do the 3 trees in 3 different colors. If you didn't see my watercoloring video, you'll see that I did all 5 trees in different colors. So I kind of wanted to bring that same technique over here to do the trees in textured paste with different colors. And the great thing again about this is you can layer down as much color as you want to use for your trees and just mix this in with your palette. You can clean off your mat and continue to add more color. I think this makes a beautiful card. When you do finish it, because you are using textured paste, you're going to need to set it aside and let it dry. My tip is let it dry overnight. I think that way it sets up really nice and pretty for you to continue to make your card. So we're going to put this down on the second largest tree, and we're going to use that same technique that we have been using and fill that large tree in. I am just so excited that we're almost on the Christmas season this year. I just love Christmas, and I'm going to try to make the most of Christmas even though we're in a pandemic. And I suggest everyone does, and that they try to just make beautiful cards to continue to spread that joy. If you want to, you can save your extra textured paste and put it in a sealed jar, a good jar that you can seal, and you can use it again for other projects. And that way you don't waste your paste. And I just need a little bit of paste and that wilted violet. I love that. Now the purple tree has got to be my favorite tree, probably because purple's my favorite color. But I'm just going to add that into my paste. I don't want to make it real dark purple. I just want something fun and inviting. And we will put that also down onto this template. Once you finish getting all your paste down, you'll remove your template, take it to your sink, and wash it off good. And again, remember, set it aside to dry. And use that microfiber cloth in between to help you get the best results. Isn't this a beautiful card? It's just a great way to use your stencils to get more use, as well as to make a card to spread joy during this holiday season. And I have put it on the background of red to pull out the red tree. You could choose whatever color that you want to make your own creations. I hope this inspired you. I hope you come back next week as I have some more Christmas inspiration. Thanks for stopping by, and Merry Christmas!